Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome to another review. Today I'm going to be looking at some trains from China. Well, virtually all of my trains are made in China, but today's models are of trains that actually ran in China from the Chinese railways, which is a first for me. I've never looked at anything like this before. I want to say a thank you to my viewer Azuma for pushing me into doing this. I have been looking for a locomotive, I haven't found one yet, but today I'm looking at a couple of pieces of rolling stock and here they are. So these are from the Darwin Railway, which is how I'm going to pronounce it. I do apologise if that's wrong, although there are some corkers coming up, so you've heard nothing yet. Anyway, these are from the Darwin Railway, which is predominantly a coal railway. We'll talk about that later on. And these wagons are for transporting coal. Now, I actually bought these not from China or from some overseas retailer, but from Hattons over here in the UK, who had them for sale for £19 a piece. According to Hattons, the list price is £26, so I did get a good discount. However, other retailers have these for sale for over $50. So it's a little bit unclear how much these models are actually worth, and I'm not too sure what to expect in terms of detail, but they're made by ModelAsia, and I can't find anything about this company, really. I guess that's the language barrier thing. If I could speak Chinese and do searches in Chinese, maybe I'd be able to find them a little bit better, but none of that matters. I've got two models. I have no idea what to expect, no idea what they're like, but today I'm going to get them out and find out. So come with me on this journey to China and let's see. Alright, so ModelAsia. I'm always excited to try trains from manufacturers that I've never tried before, and of course I've never reviewed anything from China either, not any Chinese trains, so it's really double trouble. No idea what to expect. I think now then it is time to find out. So we'll start with the first one. I will show you the end of the box, but as you can see, most of this is in Chinese. So unfortunately, I can't read it out, and I think it would be rather offensive if I did, but I do know some of you speak Chinese, so answers on a postcard what that says. I know they are C80 wagons, and I assume that number starting 437 is the running number. But let's open this up and let's see what the model is actually like. I know that it's a bogie coal vehicle of some sort, and yeah, it does seem to have coal in the top, which is good to see. No paperwork and no accessories, which is good, keeps things simple. Let's open this up then and take our first look. Alright, well, it's very nicely wrapped up. Let's pull it out. Yeah, I would say the weight is about right for a model of this size. And here it is. Alright, so first things first, there's quite a bit of decoration on this, lots of Chinese lettering and such. The underframe looks pretty good. For starters, you've got nice looking metal wheels with metal axles. We'll see how free rolling all of this is later on. Certainly a fair bit of detail down here as well. And then on the top, that's a surprise, the rest of the model looks to have a great deal of finesse. But this coal load looks awful, like 1960s awful. Let's pull it out. Oh, look at that. Yeah, there is detail within the hopper itself. No rivets or anything like that, but you've got the internal framework, which is quite interesting to see. All right, so yeah, not bad at all. I would say apart from the coal load, it does look like a reasonably detailed and finessed wagon. Very nice indeed. Let's have a look and see what the other one is like. I'm not expecting this to be very much different, but I will show you the end of the box. Again, please, if you understand these characters, please let me know what they say, if they're of interest. Let's pull this out though. I did notice that that wagon I pulled out had knuckle couplers on it, like the American wagons do, so I should be able to find a locomotive to haul these. Although it won't be a Chinese one, unfortunately. But like I say, I am working on that. I would say N scale seems to be the scale of choice in China, not so much HO. Loads of different N scale locomotives to look at, but not so many HO, but I will find some eventually. Okay, yeah, it looks to be pretty much the same thing. Very good finish on these. It looks very metallic, lots of decoration, looks to be a high quality build as well. Yeah, really quite impressive. So not bad I think for £19. Would I be paying $50 each for these? Not unless I was insane, and maybe I am insane, but I'm not that insane. But yeah, for £19, absolutely no problem at all. Okay, so a little bit of info on the Darwin Railway, and then I'll give you a close look at the level of detail. So this is where I'm going to embarrass myself. The Darwin Railway is short for something, and that is the Darton Qinhuangdou Railway. That kind of sounded alright-ish, although I'm 99% sure I'm going to get a million comments telling me how badly I butchered that, so I might not attempt that again. I think Darwin is probably the better name for me to use. You can certainly see why they would need to simplify the name anyway for us daft Westerners. The name comes from the two cities where the line terminates. It features an electrified double track, and as I said earlier on, it is mainly used for moving coal from Shaanxi and Inner Mongolia to that word beginning with Q again that ends with Hangzhou. And from there, coal is shipped all over China and Asia, so it's really quite an important railway. So there it is, up close and personal for you, one of the Chinese coal wagons. And would you believe that this is actually a tremendously well detailed model? I know, you wouldn't think it, would you? But it seriously is. Not at all what I was expecting. I only paid £19 for this, which puts it right into that budget category. And as soon as I saw that coal load in the top, I mistakenly thought, yeah, this is going to be a basic budget model. Incidentally, the coal load is absolutely terrible. Look at this, compared with the Bachmann one, for instance. Look at all the detail and the shine on the Bachmann one, and then compare it with the Chinese one. Yeah, it looks absolutely awful. But I'm pleased to say that's the only part of the model that is unimpressive to me. The weight, for example, is a very respectable 71 grams, which seems about right. I mean, the Bachmann hopper that I showed you the coal load from a second ago, that weighs 66 grams and it is a little bit smaller. So yeah, I would say the weight is about right. The decoration is absolutely fine on this. The joins between the different colours, very clean and crisp, and there is a lot of decoration on the side here, all of which applied very nicely. I didn't notice that there was decoration down on the sole bar as well, but yeah, we've got some tiny little numbers very finely printed onto here. And while this is not technically a part of the decoration, even the bogies have sort of letters and numbers on them, which is very, very impressive. In terms of details, you see these ladders on the side. Every single rung of these ladders is a separate piece. That's crazy, isn't it, for £19? I guess it does make sense now why the full price is quite a lot more than that. But yeah, very impressive. On the ends, there's a lot of detail as well. You've got this turning wheel with the chain and pulley on it, as you can see, meticulously modelled here. And underneath the hopper itself, there is loads of detail on both ends. I didn't notice this when I first pulled it out of the box, but on closer inspection, all of this becomes apparent. Yeah, there's an awful lot of detail on this. And that's not to mention the actual body moulding as well, which is very clean and crisp. Lots of riveting, as you can see. Plenty of moulded detail along the sides here. Let's whip the coal load out. No proper detail on the inside, as I said before, but you can see that we have the inner support structure here. I would probably go ahead and say do away with this coal load and put your own coal in there, because the rest of the model is so grand that to use this coal load would kind of spoil it a little bit. Anyway, there's a look at the bogie detail. Most of this is just a part of the moulding, but like everywhere else on the model, the moulding is very good and crisp. And then on the underside, you've got the wiring and such going across the bottom. Again, all part of the moulding, but it looks fantastic. You've also got knuckle couplings. Yeah, these do look like the type used on American models, so I'm hoping these will be usable with my American couplings. Look at the way they spring though. I've seen so many of these couplings that don't spring properly from other manufacturers. These look absolutely fine. Although they are just made of plastic, they're not metal. But again, I've seen plenty of metal ones, which I would have said are higher quality than this, that don't work correctly. I have a feeling that these are going to. So there you go, decent quality, no visible glue, loads of separate parts, good weight to it, metal wheels. It really is just the coal loads that let these down. I can't believe they used such poor ones. But apart from that, great model, and I'm certainly very happy for £19. But what about the performance? How free rolling are these models from ModelAsia going to be? Are they going to stand up well to the British and American models? Well, let's find out. So here is today's test setup. I've got the two hoppers / coal wagons down onto the track, ready to go. I've got an American loco with a hopefully suitable knuckle coupling on it. This is the Rapido RS11. And then at the back, I've got some American hoppers, again with the same couplings, just to make up the numbers and also allow me to fully test the couplings on these Chinese wagons. Now, I've made another high quality discovery, quite a surprise actually. The axle's running proper bearings. Yep, separate metal bearings on all of the axles here. How fantastic is that? And while that will no doubt extend the life of these wagons, you know, they're never going to run out, unfortunately that hasn't done much to aid the free running performance of these wagons. Yeah, they're not that great actually. I don't know whether it's to do with the brakes maybe touching the wheels and stopping them turning ever so freely, but neither of these did very well on the Gordon's Hill rolling test, barely able to make it past the bridge. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Again, I should say they did roll a little bit. They're not completely stiff or anything, but they're not as free as I might have expected them to be given the proper separate bearings. But yeah, they are absolutely fine. And like I say, the bearings will mean that the axle boxes last a long time. Okay, let's try the couplings then. Let's back up the loco and see how we get on. Are they actually compatible? Should be. Alright, did they all couple? Oh, no, they didn't. The two wagons did, and the loco to the wagon did, but we had a bit of trouble coupling up to the Bachmann hopper. Yeah, still trouble. Right, let's have a close look, see what's going on there. I have to be careful in situations like this because I don't want the model I'm reviewing looking bad if it's, you know, the fault of a different model. But no, the Bachmann coupling is straight. And this one is wonky. Oh, okay. Well, I'll take it back about what I said about how well springing these are. That one is not springing ever so well at all. Let's just have a quick look. Okay, I think that's problem solved. A little bit of excess plastic flashing on the coupling assembly there, which was preventing the springing. Let's try again. Yeah, there you go, got it now. Okay, so slight quality hitch, but fortunately not a fundamental problem with the design. Okay, well, let's try them around the track. Here we go, take it away, nice freight speed. Let's deliver the coal. I think that speed should do it, just below 40. Right, let's check them on the curves. Here we go. I must say they do look good. That level of detail is not lost on them. Now the little details such as the separate ladders, yeah, they really produce some lovely relief. And they're handling it just fine. No derailments, everything staying coupled. What more could you ask for? Well, I guess you could ask for good performance on the points, so let's test that. Alright, well, it's going to be the usual drill. I'm going to back the wagons over these points backwards and then forwards. If they stay on the track, it is a pass. If they derail, it's a fail. Simple as that. So, let's see. Reverse, open up the points. Let's go for a sort of modest speed. Bachmann hoppers all good. Chinese hoppers. I guess they're not hoppers, are they? I should probably not call them that. Oh, we got something off. I don't think it was the hopper. Is that Rapido loco off? Oh yeah, something's not happy there. Well, I don't so much mind about that. Well, I mean, obviously it's not ideal, but as long as the Chinese wagons are okay, that should be fine. I think they are. Yep, it's just the front bogie there of the Rapido loco. Yep, alright, so perfect performance across the points as well. Wow, shaping up pretty well actually, very impressive. So what do I think about them? Well, I think they are a little bit pricey at the full price, but at the price I paid, I'm very, very impressed. They're highly detailed, reasonably feature-packed, very high quality as well, unlike this Rapido loco whose motor's lame already and keeps slowing down. But yeah, I don't have much to go on in terms of ModelAsia as a manufacturer. I've never tried anything else but these, but based on these alone, I would say they're a very competent manufacturer. Reasonable-ish prices, high level of detail, decent performance, I would love to try more from them. And do they produce locos? I don't know. If you do know, and if you've got any recommendations, please do comment them down below, because in all seriousness, I would love to give one a go. Presumably the value for money will be kind of similar to these, and if that's the case, then I think they would make for very pleasing reviews indeed. Anyway, for now though, let's have a few ratings on these lovely coal wagons from ModelAsia. Level of detail there. Now, this would have been an easy 5-star if not for those dodgy coal loads, because the decoration is fantastic, the level of detail is marvellous as well, great moulded detail, loads of separate details as well, sort of details between the frames and everything. But these are coal wagons. The coal is kind of important and it looks naff on these, so I have knocked it off just 1 star for that. Besides the coal though, yeah, it's really, really good. Performance again is marvellous. There's just one Achilles heel, and that is that they're not that free rolling, so I've knocked it down 1 star for that. Apart from that though, perfect performance over curves and points. The couplings are pretty much perfect. I had a slight issue when coupling up for the first time, but a little snip with the pliers and they're perfectly okay. The quality again is very high. There's no visible glue, no blips in the decoration or anything like that. They are just a little bit plasticky. There's very little die-cast on these, bit of a die-cast chassis, maybe die-cast bogies or something like that, and they would have felt better quality, they would have been heavier and whatnot. Not a major issue, of course, they're still perfectly acceptable in plastic, but some models do have die-cast chassis and such, and I do want to leave the 5-star ratings for those. Value for money though, at the list price of £26, these are still quite good value. 4-star, I would give that. The price I paid though of £19 is even better still. I can't fault it, 5. So I've split the difference and given them 4.5. Overall then, that is a score of 8.30 out of 10. That's certainly pretty good. Grade C though seems almost quite harsh. It was very, very close to a B, and if 1 or 2 of the minor issues were improved, then this would have been a B or even an A. Anyway, into the logbook we go, and they are very high up, 3rd place as you can see, above the Acura Scale FNAD and below the Rapido SECR brake. Yeah, they're great models at a great price, and you can't go wrong with that, can you? Well folks, thank you so much for tuning in for this. I hope you enjoyed seeing something a little bit different as well. Like I say, I've never reviewed anything Chinese before, or at least nothing that ran in China on the Chinese railways, and so this was a real eye-opener. I think next I do want to try a Chinese locomotive, and not necessarily just Chinese either. I want to try locos from all different countries. So I'm calling on you to send me recommendations. If you've got any ideas at all, please do send them to me, and if they are reasonably affordable, I will certainly grab one and do a review on the channel, and I've already got a couple of wagons to run with them too. For now though, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very, very soon for another review. Alright, cheers folks, you take care.